Can you discern between evil and good?
No, no, no! Damn it! Fuck!
Welcome back to Let's Play The Evil Within, The Consequence, with me, Jerupidus, and we are at the start of Chapter 4, A Ghost is Born. And I think it's very interesting right at the start of this cutscene that the bus fell from above us, so where Joseph and Sebastian ended up is up above, and Kidman ended up down below, but she was of course not in the bus. We find that out later in the main game, but this is going to fill in what she was up to while Sebastian and Joseph were looking for her.
I will not be kept here.
What the... Maybe I can burn through it.
And we can burn through it. This is the introduction of a new mechanic, the Ruvik paintings. We've got to burn these to progress. One thing that I will kind of complain about is the fact that they use this sort of static GIF of Ruvik for these, and then just a little voice work over it. I think it's a little cheap, but you know what? It is what it is, so we're gonna burn it. And now that mechanic's going to come up again a little bit later, but for now it clears the way forward, so let's keep going.
Help! Help! Leslie!
And there's Leslie. We got to chase him down.
No, don't risk it.
Hold on. I think I see another way down. I'll meet you on a lower level.
At least they're all right. Please, just stay out of my way.
And this, of course, is the elevator car that Sebastian shoots down and then gets split up with Joseph there. I just think it's really cool when they do touches like that, where while we're sneaking around, so are Sebastian and Joseph. They're right in the area with us. They just don't know where we are. And on this table right here to our right, we're going to find our first tape, so let's go ahead and give that a listen. If I can manage to pick it up. Here we go.
After surviving the fire incident and subsequent abuse from his parents, it's a miracle Ruben can function at all. His work comes from a place that isn't motivated by fear or money or social standing. His motives are more pure. I would say that he is obsessed with the chance to relive and remold reality so he can be with her again. His scarring is heavy, both physically and emotionally, but he longs for his lost sister. His love for her borders almost on an incestuous level, but as long as it provides motivation, so be it.
And that's just kind of coming right out and saying what my theory was, that Ruben is probably in love with his sister. He says it borders on incestuous, so I don't know if their relationship is sexual, but I'm pretty sure he's completely in love with her. And there goes Leslie. Let's go chase him down.
Ruvik's trying to take control of him. Maybe I can stop him.
And so what these sections are sort of like a little bit of a stealth puzzle, where I've got an axe in the room right over here. And there are 2 haunted patrolling, but I can only use the axe to remove one of them. I'm not going to be able to kill both. And if you can, you'd probably really rather remove the one that's closest to the painting. So that's what we're going to try to do. But I wonder if this one's just going to patrol straight back. Alright, we're going to have to be a little patient and wait for him to continue his walk the other way so I can grab that axe. And now, when he comes around the other side of the table, we can progress into the other room. Alright, that should be good. And now the one we want to remove is going to be over in here. That one. I'm really hoping he doesn't come any further. Okay, that felt pretty lucky.
He is my vessel. I am in control.
And now, once we burn this painting, it'll get rid of all the haunted in the area and save Leslie from being taken over by Ruvik. Ruvik, I should say.
It works. Holy shit. Maybe I can stop Ruvik then.
Let's hope so. But for now, I do want to take this bottle with me. I may or may not end up using it, but it's a good thing to have in your arsenal. So before we continue on, we're going to want to come back this way. And so once we open this door, we're going to want to come this way, and we'll find a safe that's going to be another one of the 3 color puzzles. So the numbers are going to be along the wall. Blue is 4. Yellow is 13. And red is right on the way in. So red 15. Yellow 13, blue 4. Red 15, yellow 13, and blue 4. There we go. And that's going to be letter scrap number 5, first for this chapter. And with that, we can move on.
Leslie! Leslie, where are you?
And down we go in our search for Leslie. And to our left is going to be the way forward, but we're going to want to head right first and find this record here. Yet another cool soundtrack. And with that out of the way, we can keep going. There's a little kitty friend. And if we follow the kitty, we won't need to save, but we can find this tape here. So why don't we give this a listen?
I revisited the Victoriano estate yesterday. It's a vestige, a mere husk of what was bound to be such a home of promise. Mobius reaped nearly everything of value when we took on the research ourselves, but Rubin's notes indicate he was involved in something else. There were plans for another STEM prototype. Data about using receptors to transmit the brain function wirelessly to unaware users. It's borderline parapsychology, but these schematics and the scientific backup provided seems sound. What was he planning to do with such a thing? There's only one way to find out for certain, but I must continue these experiments in private, away from their prying eyes. I will not let them know, lest they take this from me as well.
And so we kind of already know that stuff, but it does explain a little bit how Jimenez got a hold of the wireless STEM prototype and activated it in the hospital while Joe, Sebastian, and Kidman were all on their way there, and how Mobius wouldn't know about that. So, in a sense, it is some new information. And now we have a little bit of a puzzle section with our cadaver friends. Fortunately, this isn't too hard. We won't even need this bottle. These guys are, as always, really easy to sneak past. And what this guy is guarding is our way out of here. What we want to find is a key card. If I push this cart, it will clear the way to the locked door, but we don't have the key card, so we've got to come this way first. And through this vent, we will find a room that was very similar to the Keeper room that Sebastian fought the Keeper in. And the keycard is, of course, right between these two cadavers. But if we sneak really carefully, we can get right past them, no problem. And that's our hotel keycard. A keycard for the Prestige Hotel. Should open any doors locked with card readers. And that's exactly what we need. Now, sneaking back can be a little bit tricky because your body position is a little weird. But if you kind of rotate around and get it right, you should be able to sneak right between, no problem. And now we can go back and push that cart and use our key card on the locked door, and we'll be out of this cadaver section. I do like getting a good look at these enemies. I love that they have like a brain on their leg. Leg brain sounds like a pretty good insult to me. Now, as soon as we do that, it is, of course, going to make a bunch of noise, but if we just sneak forward, we're going to be just fine. And I will say this, I didn't have to use the bottle, and that's fine, but I think there's something very appropriate about Kidman kind of being a wine mom after everything she's going through in this game. And with that, we're out of here. Now, in this area here, there's going to be a little bit of a clue. The rat's going to go running into the elevator there, and if we follow the rat, we're going to find our first snail. So let's go ahead and shine our flashlight on it. Yep, that never gets old. Brand new model for us. And now we can keep going. And there goes Leslie, running away screaming as usual.
Fuck.
And I mentioned that keeper fight because right now, we're going to send the dumbwaiter to Sebastian to get him out of that keeper fight.
What was that about?
And Kidman doesn't really get it, but we do, where when you're running around in that arena waiting for the dumbwaiter to get back, Kidman is the one who kind of saves you. Which I think is a fun little scenario touch.
Oh god, more of them.
And now we have... I guess I would say this is a tougher puzzle. The burn the painting puzzle while sneaking. But this room features a bunch of areas to hide all around the far side of the arena straight ahead of us. So it's really not that difficult at all. If you mess up, you just run for the hiding spots and you're all good. But what I want to get is that axe right in front of me, right there. But for right now, it's a little tough to get to because of this guy. But I have to feel like if I wait long enough, he's going to turn right around, and yes, he will. And now is my chance to go grab this axe. Now that one saw me for just a second, but he's not going to find us, I don't think. I guess it depends on if he comes around this way, which would not be great. But the way this one is set up, you don't even really need to remove any of them. You can just kind of keep trying using the passageways over here. But I think we'll start with the one all the way towards the back. Now this is where things get tricky. The button prompt for peeping out versus climbing out is the same, and I don't really know why it does one and versus the other sometimes. So I'm hoping that it's gonna peep out here. Because if I had just climbed out, I would have climbed out right in front of this guy and had to turn around and wait for him to reset, which is less of a penalty than just annoying.
You cannot keep me here.
But I'm going to go ahead and eliminate that guy to make this as easy as possible. And I don't think that one in the distance is going to spot me, but even if he did, he wouldn't be able to get here nearly fast enough for me to climb in here. And now if we take this vent all the way down to the end, we'll be able to find the second painting. And I feel so bad for Leslie. He's just kind of suffering during this while we're being, like, very cautious and careful. Alright, I kind of want to see what that one over there is going to do before I climb out of here. Because I'd really like him to not be facing me right when I climb out. Yeah, like right now is super unfavorable. So we'll wait for both of these dorks to go ahead and patrol away, and then we'll climb out. He's like looking right at you. All right, should be good. And now I'm fairly certain if I just wait for this guy to patrol down, I will have exactly enough time to burn this before he notices me. However, we are not done. Oh, we gotta run for it. And he's gonna do his little bit of a grabby hand underneath there, and we'll just wait for him to go away, and then we'll sneak to the third painting, and we'll be done with this section. All right, that should be good. All right, come on, Leslie, you're gonna be all right.
Leslie, no. Please don't. It's all right. Everything's gonna be fine. I hope.
Not safe. Hurry! This way!
And it's kind of subtle, but I think when she takes that gun, she looks at it in a way where she briefly thinks about just, taking Leslie out there. Now, before we leave, we're going to want to open this. And that is going to be another safe puzzle for our letter. And this one is going to be similar to the other one where we have a limited number of moves to light up all the lights. So let's see if we can't figure it out. There we go. And that is going to be letter scrap number 6. And this is the way we want to go.
Is it over?
Is it over? I find that very, very unlikely.
I hope that bastard doesn't come back. For your sake, Leslie.
And it's a little bit weird where Kidman does seem to start to be caring about Leslie, but also makes this decision here.
Leslie can go home? Can take the train all the way home?
No, Leslie. Not today.
You'll protect me?
Yes. That's my job.
Good, good, good. When I get home, they'll be surprised.
It's not your fault. I'm sorry.
Stop! You're making a terrible mistake.
You don't understand. You don't know what he'll become.
We know exactly what he'll become. That's why we need him.
You don't understand what Ruvik is after.
Ruvik is a corpse.
He's after Leslie.
And so are we. And you're more afraid of him than us?
Don't patronize me. I have orders, but I can't let him have this boy. Leslie is the only one who can...
Don't do it! Damn it! No!
And I think the difference in perspective in that cutscene is really interesting, where Kidman is actually seeing the administrator when Sebastian is initially talking to her, which explains why she's so evasive and kind of weird when they have that conversation from Sebastian's perspective. And the other thing is that what just happened there, the way that Leslie sort of stood up straight and lost his weird shuffling gait, is Ruvik totally overriding his personality. It's just more explicit in this scenario. Anyway, let's keep going. And there's a little kitty, but we won't need the kitty's help.
Oh, shit. He's too far gone. I've got to stop him.
And if that doesn't make it explicit, I don't know what will. Now for this section, you can just kind of run for it, which we are going to do, but I'm going to wait to get around this close guy first. I think he's going to be a little bit too hot on my heels when I get to the exit. And I'm going to sneak for as long as I can, but as soon as I get spotted, we're going to run.
Answer our questions. What are you afraid of? What could haunt you so? What could you need that only we could be the ones to fill it? Was your waste of life something you wish to return to? Are you not grateful for what we've done for you? We let you into our circle. We gave you a new life. Why will you turn your back on us? Why will you not stand with us?
And I would just like to point out that he will laugh at you for this section for as long as you let him. And it makes me laugh because it makes me think of the voice actor in the studio and the director being like, can you just do a few more different laughs for us so we can loop this? Anyway.
No! Shut up and get out of the way!
And now in that fit of rage, she smashes the screen, and when we turn around, we're kind of in a different room. And there goes Leslie, and we gotta chase him. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to reveal some of these things on the tables and whatnot.
The patients are dying when connected to the machine? What are you implying, Jimenez?
After what you did to him, now all of this is just conjecture. But it's as if Ruben's consciousness remains trapped inside STEM, and he's attacking anyone attempting to enter.
This is inexcusable. We need to get around this. We can't have come all this way for nothing.
Ruvik. He was in STEM all along. Well, he's not gonna get me.
You're damn right, Kidman. He's not gonna get us at all. We're going to escape this nightmare.
But why Leslie? What makes him special?
Leslie was not always like this. He became catatonic after a traumatic experience as a child. His family was murdered in front of him. The data would suggest that brainwave synchronization with Ruben correlates to specific trauma. In this case, Ruben's own loss of family.
This will not do. We need something else at the core. Something more acceptable to a whole range of people.
And there is the explicit explanation of why Leslie and Ruvik share brainwaves. However, I think just them sharing trauma was enough to make it understandable, but there it is. And let's figure out where Leslie has gone. But first, there's a tape right in front of us, so let's give that a listen.
They grow impatient with our progress and demand briefings on the development process. At first stressing the results, but now they work off a timeline based on their needs. Typical bureaucrats. I've been pushing Ruben, but he's retreated further, doing his research at home and refusing to come to the lab unless it's directly working on our STEM prototype. I'm feeling uneasy, and no doubt Mobius is looking on us with question.
I don't think that one adds very much. That's all stuff we kind of knew would happen. And now we're going to want to circle back around underneath these stairs, and there we're going to find a snail. Let's go ahead and grab that. That's going to be Sebastian changing into a haunted model. That's a good one for sure. And now we're going to have a little bit of a puzzle room where we have to reveal things with the flashlight, so let's get right to it.
We need someone rational inside STEM. Potentially that person could neutralize Ruben. I mean, Ruvik. With my knowledge of the system, I may be of some...
Absolutely not. We can't afford you complicating this any further. We will prepare one of our own.
Sending someone inexperienced, we can't even be sure they can come back.
Then it will need to be someone expendable.
Expendable. So that's how you see me. And I trusted you.
And I think of that as quite the devastating revelation. Now, it's not maybe very surprising that Mobius thinks basically of all of humanity as expendable, but the fact is that Kidman was not chosen for this because she's an expert detective or spy, or really anything special at all. She was chosen for this because they can afford to lose her. And now that we've revealed what amounts to the dumpsters filled with corpses left in Ruvik's wake, we can head in here and reveal this one.
What the hell? Where am I now?
Oh, and we know exactly where this is. This is the Sadist Chamber, where we began the game with Sebastian. And I think right now is a good time to take a break. But be sure to tune in next time for the exciting conclusion of the Consequence. And this is going to be all the time I've got for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.